Well, I was asked to explain this contraption. Yeah, it's a bit different than what you saw in video, but this is basically a static generator, we can call it, because this thing can not only generate static wind charges, for example, like that. It can also generate static fire charges, and there's also potential to generate static weather skulls if you could somehow check if the weather skull is here and flying towards you. But I haven't looked into weather case designs for bedrock yet. If there is a possibility, I would test it. So for the time being, you can also actually make a static fire charge generator too. But fire charges have much higher dispersion. As you can see, they can end up in wildly different positions, while the wind charges does not have this kind of behavior. Let's get rid of the last. You can see we can create like static fire charges, and you can also, can you punch them? I haven't actually tested these guys. No, you can't punch them, but you can launch them with slime blocks, I'm pretty sure. Let's get rid of them. And now let's look at the same thing done with wind charges. The wind charges are more, they go to the exact same position, unlike fire charges, because dispersion is zero, I think, on wind charges compared to fire charges. And this is a simple setup made to launch player horizontally. Like in the video, I demonstrated that you can actually step on it and it will actually yeet you. I'm in creative flight, that's why it didn't yeet me that far. But let me fix that. And as you can see, it yeets you pretty high, and that was just like just 8 wind charges. You can use this little configuration to launch yourself horizontally in that direction. So let's also demonstrate that with 8 wind charges. Horizontally, it doesn't like yeet you that far as it does vertically, so I don't know what is more convenient. Now, for it to yeet you completely in straight line, you have to align yourself along this line, like so, and then you slowly back towards the wind charges. And you can see my location, like instant 200 teleportation right there. But I think it's going to be much more efficient, so you yeet yourself up and then use your elytra to fly somewhere, because the yeet like by 10 wind charges like 500 something blocks. It's actually ridiculous upwards, and then you can glide pretty far. So now let's look into how it works. For this contraption to work, your dispenser needs to be facing in the positive X direction or positive Z direction, because this capture system only works in those two directions. It will not work if you're going to make it in negative X or negative Z. Now for this, you require a dispenser. You require this much amount of slime blocks, 2 honey blocks. This is a sticky piston, this is a sticky piston, this is a sticky piston, and 2 observers. Basically that. The orange circuit is not necessary. It's a simple way to make it so it automatically works as soon as you put something in it. So if I put 1 wind charge into it, it's going to work once. This is the logic for the orange circuit. It is not required. In the previous video, I demonstrated it with a lever. So lever was like that. So with lever action, you require to start it. So it will do that, and how many ever wind charges is going to be there, it's just going to make them into static variant. With the orange circuit, you could make it so it only fires when there's something in the dispenser. So now let's look how to make it. First, let's place a block. Then I need some concrete blocks because they're really easy to visually see what's going to happen with them. Then we need a dispenser. We need a line, so that is 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks. Then here our slime and honey structure is going to go. So we do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to put honey here. Then we need sticky piston, like so. And is it at the top? Oh, it's at the top. And sticky piston, like so. Then we need to chain it so it's going to automatically fire. For that, observer is used. Now we need redstone dust. It's going to go from here all the way there. And here, what? Oh yeah, I probably have observer there. Yep. Observer here, and need dust. Okay, the block placement is a bit different. It's done this way, but it's not going to make any difference if you make it like this or like that. And then we have lever. You're going to prime the machine, and then we are going to fire it. That is the entire contraption. Now let's see it working as well. Let's put some wind charges into it. Let's shut it down. So the wind charges are always generated right here. Unlike the fire charges I demonstrated at the start of the video. Fire charges just have high dispersion. That is why there's no way to really predict. I might have to make this gap shorter some way for it to be a reliable capture system for fire charges, but for wind charges it is a reliable capture system. Then you basically walk into it and it's just going to yeet you up in the sky. Now to make that orange circuit that I demonstrated, well, let's make it out of green now. We need we need a comparator. It's basically going to read if something is here, then we are going to unprime this piston and it's going to do this cycle. This is basically the cycle here. So when this is going to push, this observer is going to move here and then come back. That takes like, if I'm not wrong, that takes like 0.6 seconds. And then we also have here, so it does another 0.6 seconds. It's going to push down, then it's going to come back. That's the piston time. And then the observer has its own delay of 2 game ticks, if I'm not wrong, which is 0.1 second. So that is 12.13 seconds is the repeating time, if I'm not wrong, if I'm not doing my maths incorrectly. Then we basically make the structure like so. We are going to put redstone torch here. This is basically inversion, so we are not going to like, it's going to basically block the piston from moving when there's nothing there, and if there is something there, then it's going to unblock it. So let me remove the lever for the time being, and I'm going to bring this like so, power it with redstone line, and there you go, the machine is complete. Now as soon as you put something here, it's going to fire that many times. So let's put 4 wind charges, 2, 3 and 4. There we go. Now let's also demonstrate what is the exact location. So this is where you can stand, and wind charges is going to be right here. You can use this to yeet yourself and to kill something. I tried doing it with wardens, but there is some amount of wind charges required, and maybe you also are speed capped. I didn't like test it that much, but this was the simple construct. Let me get rid of the wind charges first. So this was the simple contraption I could come up with to yeet you horizontally in that direction. Basically, you come here, slowly approach the wind charges. As soon as your hitbox is going to collide, it's going to yeet you in that direction. You do have to line up yourself like this. And that is basically it. So this was made along the positive X direction, that is where the dispenser is facing. You can do exactly the same thing for positive Z direction. As you can see, look at my coordinates. This is the positive Z direction, which is this way. So those are the only two orientations where this capture system works. It does not work in negative X or negative Z direction.